This is part 2 of the 3.8 litre Mini ITX build. I do apologize, I'm actually sick at the moment, so my voice is crook as fuck. But anyway, here I am mounting the 40mm fan on the front panel. I found these little screw thingy majiggies that I got from a leftover Thermalright cooler, and I thought they would be good just to screw their fans down. I was going to cut them short, but honestly it would just be a bit of a hack job, so I don't want to risk it, so I just left it like that. And this little fan is actually really cool. It fitted on really nicely and I was super happy with the mounting. I put these little rubber grommets on it as well for dampening and to keep it slightly away from the panel, and this is what it looks like. Super happy with that. And I guess the cable is a little bit retro looking, but to be honest, these are industrial grade fans, so they'll probably spin at over 3000 RPM very quietly and for a very long time. Anyway, I put them in the front, as you can see, but the problem I was having, sorry, I lost my voice in. Problem I was having is that there was this massive bunch of cables that I needed to fit somewhere, and obviously you can see there is absolutely no space for these bunch of cables and the fan. These cables are actually coming from the switch that I'll be using for reset and power on, and I needed a solution double quickly to, well, put these cables somewhere. And I actually found this little jimmy spot right underneath, sort of on the side of the graphics card, so I fed the wire straight through there and I put the bunch of cables right there, and it's not in the way of the fan either. So overall result is fantastic. There is the side and there is the top fan. So now I actually had to mount that top fan after I wrangled it into position. There's honestly not much space to work with at all, but I really needed a fan at that top section because that area gets so hot and I needed to exhaust that hot air coming from the cooler. So it was like mission impossible, really. So anyway, at this stage I'm just clearing space so I can try and really screw that 40mm fan down. I tried to get these little screws in by hand, but it was impossible. Luckily enough, my wifey, who is working at a hospital, gave me these little scissors that surgeons use. So I use these little scissor things that surgeons use to actually mount this screw in place. And once I put that screw in place there, the surgery was easy. You see, I just screwed it in, and then once that screw was locked in, I could tighten it even more with a screwdriver. Fantastic tooling here, and I really appreciate the help from whatever hospital that came from. Woohoo! So this little build is starting to come into place, and as I screwed that fan down, I was thinking this is going to be fantastic, a bit of exhausting of the hot air coming from the top of the case. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but Mini ITX PCs, they are bloody hot. Like, this box gets hot. It turns into a little hot box, whereas full size or even medium size cases, they really don't get that hot. And even Mini ITX sizes above 5 liters, you can put in big fans and the box does not get hot. But in this case, when you're dealing with this small size, then any little fan that you can put in there makes a big difference. So anyway, off to the next screw. Again, using this special tool, I managed to wiggle it in place. Now you're probably thinking, oh well, why is this guy only using 2 screws? The reason why is literally I can only use 2 screws. There are no, well, space for 4 screws at all. I can't even get to the bottom part. But any type of mounting I can do, I think 2 screws is plenty, especially for a little 40mm fan. It's not like it's going to be like flying off anywhere or vibrating anywhere, especially with those beautiful little rubber dampenings I put in. So anyway, sorry about my voice, guys, by the way. I managed to screw that bad boy back down, and I was ready to wire it all up. So here's the final result of the top fan in place, and it needs to fit mainly at the top there where there's some perforation in terms of the exhaust holes, but that's what it looks at the top. There's a little bit of breathing space, but honestly that will do.